I bet you didn't buy Bitcoin at $1. You probably didn't buy Nvidia before ChatGPT went viral either, and no, buying a gaming card doesn't count, okay? You've missed two of the biggest moonshots of our generation. What if I told you there's potentially a third one coming, one that connects Bitcoin, AI, data centers, and pretty much everything? So stay with me, because this ain't just about chips or crypto. It's actually about the one thing that fuels everything. We're talking, of course, about energy here. For sci-fi fans, the Kardashev scale is the ultimate measure of how advanced a civilization really is, created in 1964 by astrophysicist Nikolai Kardashev. The scale, it doesn't actually measure progress by technology or by inventions, but actually by how much energy a civilization is able to harness and to control. So look, at this stage, we're not even a type 1 civilization. A type 1 civilization can use all the energy available on its home planet, every watt from the sun, wind, and the core beneath its feet. A type 2 civilization can capture the full power of a star by using something like a Dyson sphere wrapped around the sun, and a type 3 civilization would essentially be able to command the energy output of an entire galaxy. So we're kind of far away from even number 1. Number 3 is probably like, I don't know, tens of thousands of years away. Anyway, just for fun, give you an idea. Look, we're still scraping energy from the ground. We're still burning fuel. We're struggling to power the systems we've already built. We're pretty far away from reaching type 1 civilization because we can't even power the AI boom. And that's where the opportunity comes in. Training artificial intelligence models consumes a lot of electricity. In fact, more electricity than many small nations. In other words, we're shooting for next level tech, well, kind of running on fumes. And that's where the story gets super interesting, because both artificial intelligence and Bitcoin are actually helping push us up the Kardashev scale faster than anything else in history. Each new AI model, each blockchain upgrade, everything demands more electricity, more servers, more cooling just to stay alive. Data centers are becoming the new factories of the modern age. And every single GPU, every single Bitcoin mining rig, every rack of blinking lights, it's all powered by the same thing, energy, and shit tons of it. Now, according to the International Energy Agency, data centers already consume about 1% of global electricity. It's probably been higher now by all means, and it's going to be much higher soon. That demand is projected to surge to around 4,500 terawatt hours by 2050. That's roughly 4 times Japan's total annual consumption of electricity, and even more than the entire US power grid today, which runs at around 4,100 terawatt hours a year. We like to think that progress is digital, that it happens somewhere out there in the cloud, man, on the net, right? The cloud isn't floating. It's plugged into the grid, and it needs to be powered by GPUs and lots of energy. Every kid asking ChatGPT for help with their homework, every programmer debugging code with Grok, every Bitcoin transaction, every deep fake, every AI model query burns real electricity somewhere in the world. And as this digital revolution scales, guess what? Our physical power demand is set to go up exponentially. This is the part of the story that most people miss. It's estimated that generating a single AI written response, just one, something as simple as a short email or a paragraph, can actually consume up to about 0.14 kilowatt hours of energy. That's roughly the same as keeping 14 LED bulbs lit for an hour. It's not that crazy, but when you scale it across the billions of questions per day, things start adding up. Efficiency, of course, will improve over time, but the direction is clear. Demand will keep climbing for more and more energy. The AI boom doesn't need more chips. I mean, it does need those too. It needs megawatts. It needs power, baby. It's the big bottleneck. Without a massive expansion in generation capacity from nuclear to renewables, the entire digital economy risks hitting a physical wall. That's why the smartest money isn't just chasing all the silicon chips. It's chasing those too, but it's following the electricity behind it. Because if AI, at least for now, won't be able to power itself, then how can we reach our technological utopian future? We need more power. Hey, before we get into the next part, guys, real quick pause. If you're not already using NORDVPN, you are leaving your data wide open. Look, I've been using NORDVPN for years. It's hands down the easiest, the fastest, and the most affordable VPN out there that I've found. It encrypts your connection. hides your location. It gives you privacy on the internet. And it keeps you completely private, whether you're trading crypto, streaming, traveling, just want a bit of cheeky Netflix on the road, whatever it might be. Plus, you can connect up to 6 devices at one time. That's pretty cool. Hit the link down below, grab the offer, secure your connection today. Seriously, it takes like 30 seconds. They even have a 30-day refund policy if you don't like it. And it's worth every cent. Link down below. Go check it out. Thank you for supporting our sponsor of today. Now look, a McKinsey report says that the U.S. electricity demand is projected to increase by about 3% per year through 2040. That may not sound like much, but over 2 decades, it adds up, man. And it's a trend that's bullish for the energy sector. Even if the economy hits several slumps between now and 2040, electricity demand is going to keep rising. Everything needs it. The data centers, the EVs, the very phone you're using to talk to ChatGPT, the device you're using to watch this video on the internet, man. Everything connects to the grid. Everything requires shit tons of data, shit tons of throughput, and lots of energy. The obvious play then is to keep energy-related stocks on your radar. Now, I own some of these for total transparency. As always, you can see my portfolio disclosures down below, as well as risk statements. But also importantly, don't go out and ape into stuff just because I own something, okay? You still need to go do your own research. This is not a recommendation to buy these. These are just examples of things we're looking at. First up is Cameco with ticker CCJ, one of the world's largest uranium producers. Clean and renewable energy is great, but nothing matches the efficiency and reliability of nuclear power, and Cameco mines and supplies the fuel that keeps reactors running. The United States plans to triple its nuclear energy capacity by 2050, and last week the United States government, Brookfield and Cameco, announced an $80 billion deal to build new nuclear reactors. Sounds bullish to me. With electricity demand climbing, this is likely not a one-off, as governments increasingly see nuclear as a low-carbon solution to grid stress. Cameco is in a very strong position here. Rising uranium prices, long-term supply contracts, and as well as growing demand from new reactors all point to a potential multi-decade tailwind for the company. Now, if you have uranium, you obviously need a reactor to turn it into usable energy. That's where Constellation Energy, ticker CEG, comes into play. This US-based utility generates roughly 10% of the nation's carbon-free electricity, making it a key player in the energy transition. Constellation has also secured some very major wins recently. For example, last year it signed a 20-year power purchase agreement with Microsoft, because Microsoft sees the future and understands what's going to happen with AI. And in a separate deal, a 20-year PPA with Meta, the Facebook guys, because they know what's going to happen with AI. They know they need energy. Now, if you're looking for renewables, this next one might be right up your alley, and that's NextEra Energy. The ticker is NEE, and it's one of the largest utilities in the United States and a global leader in renewable energy. About 55% of its energy portfolio actually comes from renewables, with around 36% coming from natural gas and 8% coming from nuclear. They're also partnering up with Google, those guys, Google, to provide 100% carbon-free energy to help power Google's growing cloud and AI infrastructure demand in Iowa. Big stuff, guys. All these huge partnerships, okay? With the world's electricity demand rising and AI and digital infrastructure scaling rapidly, a company like NextEra is well positioned to benefit from that long-term growth in clean energy. To be clear, none of these are like, overnight flips. These are like 10-year holds. Now, this is not a comprehensive list, all right? It's just a few examples to keep on your radar, okay? And if you want deeper breakdowns on crypto, stocks, charts, trades, and much, much more, you should check out our free newsletter. There's a link right down below here. It's free. It's awesome. Go check it out. Seriously. Mark Zuckerberg once said, "Power is the bottleneck for AI." He's not wrong. What we see on our screens, the chatbots, the recommendation engines, the smart algorithms, it's all just the tip of the iceberg. Beneath everything, all the massive data centers, okay, humming 24/7. What are they doing? They're consuming enormous amounts of electricity just to keep AI alive. AI may be grabbing the headlines. It's cool, man, it's sexy. But it's the energy infrastructure behind it that makes it all possible. The expectations are massive for AI, and therefore the expectations for energy production are massive. I think it might have been Zuckerberg who said we need to literally double our energy production. It is the big bottleneck. There's a whole industry right now literally powering our technology, and as civilization and technology progress, energy demand will only grow, from uranium reactors to nuclear utilities, renewable grids. It's all going to succeed together. These are the companies powering not just data centers, but civilization itself. And if you want a play that goes beyond crypto, beyond AI, beyond any single narrative, power generation is what connects everything together. And we're going to need a heck of a lot more of it for our civilization in the not-so-distant future. So the smartest choice may not be chips or hyperscalers. It might just be what keeps the lights on. Literally. Thanks for watching.